Oh no. Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of a little bit nervous to film another men's fragrance video just because got a little bit of backlash. I did get a little bit of backlash from some people with the whole Pacific Rock Moss thing. I'm not gonna go into it now because it's not important. I'm back. I really enjoy filming men's fragrance videos just as much as I enjoy filming women's ones, so I'm not gonna stop. You guys gotta do better than that if you want me to stop filming these. So without further ado, this list is pretty big. It's actually a top 10 list. Like, I have 10 fragrances here that I'm going to be talking about today. So what I'm going to be doing today, I feel like this introduction is all jumbled around, but today I'm going to be filming, I'm really excited. Like, this list, these 10 fragrances are epic in my opinion. These are what I like. Today I'm going to be filming what my 10 favorite fragrances are on a man for like a special event. So a special event, you guys know what that would be. You're in a suit and tie, you're looking very suave, you got your swagger on. These are the fragrances that I like to smell. And I'm going to be honest, I have to keep reiterating this in all of my videos that this is just my opinion. I am one female. I am one. I am not every female, so you just have to remember that, because I feel like I have to say that because this is just my opinion. Me personally, as a woman, I don't like to smell guys. I don't want them to smell sweet. So yeah, like I said, these are the fragrances here on this top 10 list that I prefer to smell on a guy rather than something like Maison Francis Kurkdjian Baccarat Rouge 540. Like, I know some men wear that, like, totally fine, but me personally, I like wearing that and I don't want to smell that on my man. I prefer wearing the sweet fragrances for myself. But these are the fragrances that I love. I prefer something like Pacific Rock Moss in the daytime. I know that's very controversial. I'm not trying to sell it here. But yeah, I prefer something like that in the day and then these fragrances at the night. So I'm really excited. Let's get into this list. Please follow me on Instagram if you'd like to. It is at demi.rawling. And yeah, let's get into it because there's 10 here and I'm going to try not to talk about them too much in detail. Otherwise this video is going to be so long. It's already going to be long. Oh my god, I've totally forgotten. I want to say a massive thank you to Scents Australia. I talk about them a lot, but I just feel so happy to be working with them, as in they're not paying me, nothing like that, but they actually lend me the men's fragrances that I talk about. So they're really sweet people. Ben is awesome. I just want to say a massive thank you to them because without them, I wouldn't even be doing men's fragrance videos because I wouldn't have any bottles. So I want to say a massive thank you to them. They are an awesome, awesome, awesome store. And by the way, you can get all of these fragrances from Scents. Okay, so coming in at number 10, we have a classic. In my opinion, this fragrance should be in every man's collection for sure. This is by Tom Ford and this is Grey Vetiver. Now, I know a lot of you guys own this one and it is so good. I can't say enough good things about Grey Vetiver. It's sophisticated, it's sexy, it's classy, it's masculine, it's clean. It almost has a soapy vibe to it. In my opinion, it almost smells a little bit soapy. It's very clean sort of fragrance, but very classy and very sophisticated. So that's why it made my list. Grey Vetiver by Tom Ford. I absolutely love this one. I do think that it is appropriate all year round, day and night. It's a fragrance that should be in everyone's collection for sure, especially dressed up with like a suit and things like that. I think that this one really, you know, it pairs well because it is more of a sophisticated, classy scent. So that is Tom Ford Grey Vetiver, an absolutely classic fragrance in my opinion. Okay, so coming in at number 9, we have a fragrance from Hugo Boss. Now, I don't love a lot of the Hugo Boss fragrances, to be honest, but this one I do really love. This is Hugo Boss Boss Bottled Intense, and I love it. And I think this one is pretty underrated in my opinion. I know many of you will know about it, but I just think that I don't really smell this one on a lot of guys, and I don't know why. I think it's an absolutely wonderful fragrance. Now, this is fruity, sweet, spicy. It's got cinnamon, apple, vanilla. I definitely think that this one can be worn a lot. It doesn't just have to be worn with a suit and tie for sure. It's more of like you can kind of wear this one whenever. If you're into more of those kind of sweet scents, this is definitely one that you should go for. Like I said, I don't like overly sweet fragrances on men, so for me, like Baccarat Rouge is definitely a no-go, but something like this is definitely sexy on a guy. Like, you wouldn't catch me wearing know, Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. It's definitely one for the men, but it's very sexy. I think that this one would pair really nicely with a suit and tie, so that's why it's in my list as like a special event kind of fragrance. So that is Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. I love this one. If you don't know it, go and check it out. Okay, so my number 8, this list was actually very hard to kind of put them in an order because I really do love and rate all of these fragrances. But coming in at number 8, we have a fragrance by the House of Creed. What top 10 list would be complete without a Creed? Here we have Royal Oud, and I do feel like this Creed is pretty underrated. I feel like everyone loves Aventus, obviously. Everyone loves Millesime Imperial and Virgin Island Water, but Royal Oud, this one is what I want a man to smell like. This is just epic. Like, this is such a good fragrance. It's woody, it's musky, it's masculine as hell, and that is what I love in a fragrance for a man. That's what I can't like say it enough. That's what I really enjoy. So that's why my list is going to be concocted of very kind of woody, musky, manly fragrances, because that's what I enjoy. Oh my god, I love this one so much. So it's got like cedarwood and it's got pink pepper in it that gives it this little bit of spiciness, and also it's got oud, obviously. It's just a super amazing, luxurious, expensive, sexy man smell. That's how I can explain it. So I definitely recommend Royal Oud. It could easily be higher in my list, but like I said, all of these top 10, like these are the top 10. Like, I would recommend every single one of these for you guys to go out and sniff and buy. They are amazing. So that is Creed Royal Oud. If you don't know it, definitely go and check it out. This is a man. This is like a man. This isn't a boy scent. This doesn't smell like a teenage boy or a boy that's kind of like a naughty boy. It doesn't smell like that. It smells like a man that wears a suit. He has his life together and he knows what he's doing. So that is Creed Royal Oud. Okay, so my number 7 could easily be in any top 10 list, as in it could be in a winter, in a spring. Like, this fragrance is so versatile that it's ridiculous, but I think that this fragrance should definitely be, again, this is a staple in somebody's collection, I feel, and this is Prada Amber Pour Homme. Now, this fragrance is just, oh, it's just so good. Like, I absolutely love this one. It's clean, it's sophisticated, it smells kind of sexy because it's got this little bit of sweetness in it from like the myrrh and the vanilla. It's also kind of a bit spicy as well. Oh, it smells so good. Again, Prada Amber also has a kind of soapy vibe like Grey Vetiver does. They kind of smell very clean, very soapy. There's not a lot of like depth to them. They're just these very clean, sophisticated, soapy scents. So in a way, these could be categorized in the same sort of soapy, clean, sophisticated fragrance. Like I said, there's not a lot of depth going on. They don't smell overly sexy, but they smell like a man. Like, they smell like these clean, sophisticated men. And I think that with a suit, you do or really do want to go for a fragrance that smells clean, sophisticated, and classy, and those two definitely fit into that sort of category. That is Prada Amber Pour Homme. If you don't have it, check it out. It is a great fragrance. Ooh, it's getting really tough of which order I'm going to put them in now, but the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about, this is a classic. This is I think that this is going to go on years to come and still be an iconic classic, and this is by the House of Hermes, and this is Ted de Hermes. Do I have to say anything about this fragrance? I don't think so. I think if you're a fragrance collector, this should definitely be in your fragrance wardrobe. It is amazing. It is classic. It is masculine. It is sexy. It is what, I know this is, I keep using this phrase and I hope it's not offensive, but this is what a man should smell like. That this is just, oh my lord, like, I love this one so much. It's orange, it's vetiver, it's pepper, it's that woody, spicy, citrusy kind of thing going on, but this one is just, it's classy as hell. Like, this is classy as you can get. I would love to smell this one on a guy with a suit. I think that it really does pair really nicely with a suit, and like I said, this is the sort of fragrances that I like to smell on guys. I like them to smell clean and masculine and sexy, and that's kind of like my taste. I prefer the more fragrances like this rather than something that's sweet. So yeah, Ted Hermes. I don't think I need to say too much about it because, like I said, if you're a fragrance collector, I'm pretty sure that this will already be in your wardrobe. I just think that it embodies the classic, sexy suit guy that's really hot. He's very sophisticated and classy and has his life together. That is Ted de Hermes, and he drives a really nice car as well. Okay, so we're getting into the top 5. This is becoming really hard. but I'm going to throw a bit of a wild card in here. Now, this fragrance is by Serge Lipon, and this is Chergui. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it. It's a very popular niche fragrance. I love it so much. This is actually mine. Like, Chergui is mine. I love it so much, but in some ways I find this fragrance a little bit more sexier on a guy. It's honey tobacco. That's all I can say. There's not a lot else that you can kind of distinguish from this fragrance, in my opinion. It smells like honey and tobacco, but on a man, I've smelt this on my friend. He wears this one all the time, and it smells absolutely incredible. But the reason that I'm putting it in like a formal thing is because to me this smells like money. It smells very sexy to me. I do think that this one works better in a formal environment, in my opinion. That's just my opinion personally. I don't wear this one. I don't just throw Chergui on. It has to be for something very nighttime, very formal, like I said, like with a beautiful black dress or something like that. I definitely, as you can see, I've hardly gone through it because to me it's very situational. So definitely recommend this one for a guy in a suit doing something very formal. So that is Serge Lipon Chergui. Okay, so we are now down to my top 4. Now, these 4 were very, very, very hard to put in an order. So I'm gonna have to say that these are all tied together. Like, I can't really say that one is much better than the other. So yeah, just take that in mind. The 4 here are probably my favorite 4 out of the entire list. So I'm gonna start out with a fragrance. Kind of scared to mention this one. It's from Goldfield and Banks. No, I am not sponsored. No, nobody paid me. I'm just gonna slip that in there right now. Nobody paid me to talk about this, but I won't tell you guys to go and blind buy, but I will tell you guys to go and smell this one and sample it because it's a really good fragrance. So this one is called Wood Infusion, and this is actually their latest release, and it smells so good. This is a very mass appealing fragrance. This is, I feel, like a little bit of like a Dior Sauvage sort of fragrance. So definitely, they're not comparable, they don't smell the same, but definitely go and give this one a smell because I do feel like it is a very mass appealing fragrance. And if you want to smell, you know, sexy and masculine and manly, I would definitely recommend this one. I personally, I know this is unisex, but I wouldn't really wear Wood Infusion. There's a few others from the line that I would wear, but I definitely wouldn't wear this one. It smells to me, it's got oud, it's got woods, it's got orange, it's got iris. It's a really, really, really nice composition here. I'm not going to say too much about it because I don't want to get any shit in this video. So that is Goldfield and Banks Wood Infusion. Definitely go give it a try. It's a woody, sexy, musky kind of fragrance, and I really, really, really love it a lot. It's probably, I have 3 favorites from Goldfield and Banks, and they are Wood Infusion, Desert Rosewood, and Pacific Rock Moss, obviously. But the only one that I would personally wear is Desert Rosewood. I wouldn't really wear Pacific Rock Moss or Wood Infusion. I think that I prefer to smell those on guys. So Wood Infusion by Goldfield and Banks, go and give it a sample, go and give it a sniff, see if you like it. Like I said, I feel like it's quite mass appealing. Like I feel like it smells along the lines of like a Dior Sauvage sort of fragrance. Okay, so coming in at number 3, I have a fragrance from the house of Narciso Rodriguez, and this is Bleu Noir for him. I fell in love with this when I sniffed this a few weeks ago in store. I fell in love with it straight away. It is so lovely. It is kind of sweet and woody and like kind of aromatic as well. There is cardamom and what else is in here? Musk and cedar, I think. I love this fragrance so much. It is, like I said, kind of sweet, woody, aromatic kind of thing going on. I think that, me personally, I think that this would smell best on a guy with a suit. I think it's a little bit more of like a formal scent in my opinion. But yeah, I love it. I think Narciso Rodriguez obviously is the best of the best when it comes to musks. So yeah, I love this one and I 100% recommend it. And I love the bottles. I think this is quite a nice masculine looking bottle we have going on here. So coming in at number 2, I have a fragrance from Hermes, and this is Club de Nuit Intense for Men. What can I say? What can I say about this fragrance? Creed Aventus. It is Creed Aventus, probably the best dupe I've ever just like smelt of a fragrance ever. This smells exactly to me like Creed Aventus, even better if that's possible. Creed Aventus and this fragrance, Club de Nuit Intense, is sexy and masculine and pineapple goodness. This is like a quarter of the price of Creed Aventus. So if you don't want to spend the money, which I've seen the bottles have changed and it's like you get less product for like more, it's just, no, just go ahead and get this because it smells literally the exact same. This is one of the best dupes that I've ever smelled and it just smells incredible. It's masculine, sexy, pineapple, just smoky. It just is amazing. So that is why it is my number 2. I think that you can kind of wear this one. It's not super situational, but I always think that Creed Aventus and a fragrance like this, they smell really good when the guy's like in a suit, looking really sexy and really like put together. I love a fragrance like this. So that is Hermes Club de Nuit Intense for Men. I'm so excited to announce my number 1 fragrance. So let's do it. My number 1 fragrance to wear with a suit for a special event, for a special occasion, whether it be a red carpet or a very formal event or a party or something, is by the house of John Varvatos, and this is vintage. And I have to give a shout out. I have to give a shout out to Justin Copeland because I saw this on his channel. It made one of his top 10 lists, I'm quite sure. And I had never heard of it. I obviously had heard of John Varvatos, but I never heard of vintage. And I obviously wanted to go and give it a sniff and I fell in love with it. This fragrance smells so good. It smells sexy and masculine and it's kind of sweet and a bit spicy. It's almost got, and this is kind of weird, but smelling it from the bottle, from the cap, it smells a bit Coca-Cola-y, which I always love fragrances that smell like that, but this has, what is it, tonka and suede and tobacco. It's very masculine, very sexy. Definitely I think that this would smell incredible on a guy with a suit. So that is John Varvatos Vintage. I love it so much. Definitely guys, go and give this one a sniff. It is my number 1 fragrance for a guy wearing a suit. I think that this would smell so amazing. Yeah, because a lot of these fragrances in here are very clean, very, you know, sharp and like sophisticated, but this one has the sexy edge because it's got that kind of tobacco, tonka sort of thing going on in there as well. So that is John Varvatos Vintage. I love it so much. It's so good. Okay, so that is it, you guys. What an epic top 10 list. I actually was super proud of this list before I was filming it. I was like, wow, like these fragrances are pretty epic in my opinion. So I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing about what my top 10 favorite fragrances are to smell on a man that's wearing more of like something like a suit or something a little bit more formal. And yeah, these are the fragrances that I personally love on men. I do like my men, I'm guilty, I do like my men to smell very masculine. That's just what I like. So these are the fragrances, like, yes, like all of these fragrances, if you wear any of these, you would definitely get my attention, that's for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love filming men's fragrance videos and I will continue to do so even if some of you guys are not so happy about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please follow me on Instagram if you'd like to. It is at demi.rawling. Yeah, thank you for watching and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.